It's a Tuesday night. It's called a Titan Tuesday. Pat Cerrone's alongside. Got a couple of senior players going to join us. Lisa's going to join us a little later. We got the golf team over here, the women's golf team. Let's hear it from them. All right, coming off the conference tournament. You got to clap for yourselves. This is radio. There we go. Pat Cerrone, let's clap for him. 5 wins, no losses to start the season, Coach. We came into the game against Eau Claire. A lot of question marks and a lot of questions were answered. You're a good football team, aren't you?
It was very nice to win, and the players played well.
You looked back on the ball game. When we went into it, you said you were trying to get something going early. You certainly got something going early right away, coming up with a score on your first possession. The defense ruled the day as well again. They gave up 13 at the end of the ball game, but you can take one off the scoreboard. It was the second team. Up until then, you just neutralized the blue gold all day long.
Defense played well, and just to get 400-plus yards rushing on a college, university record, 69 carries or something like that. So.
Yeah, there were a couple of rankers. One of them was the number of yards that you produced through the ground game. On top of that, the number of times you got the football in Brandon. What did you see on Saturday? What did you try to exploit against the blue gold in that particular ball game?
On the offensive side?
Yeah, on the offensive side.
I think
the defense.
The coaches and the players had a great game plan of trying to run them off the field. Going toss right, toss left, as you've seen.
Yeah.
I wonder why we ran so many tosses.
Well, I know why you ran tosses, because you were getting big yardage with the toss, it seemed like, all afternoon long. Tell us a little about the play. You brought the end around in motion. That kind of kick-started everything. What exactly was happening on the play to allow him to get so much yardage on the day?
Just great blocking downfield. The emphasis was just to play better than we did the week before and challenge the offensive line, challenge Cole Myra, and that's how they respond. So.
Well, Cole had it going on the inside as well as the outside with Kushabusky. And it turned out when you added their two numbers together and added in Nate Ware as well, it was a huge day offensively on the ground. You didn't need much of a passing game at all.
I guess you didn't.
No, you didn't. You didn't at all to produce 50 points on the afternoon. Let's talk a little about the defense, because the defense, again, we got a couple of the linebackers along with us today, but the defense time and time again this season has come up with outstanding play. What was happening against the Eau Claire team, because we were leery of this quarterback. He was probably the best quarterback we would have seen going into the weekend, and we didn't shut them down completely, but it seemed like they were frustrated toward the end of the ball game, and you guys were dominating on the defensive side of the ball.
If you look back at the tape, my man Bo Steffens had a big hit on the quarterback about the 10th play of the game.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the same after that. And once you're out physicaling teams, you can win a lot of ball games. And that was really a physical effort on the defensive part. They hit hard. They ran to the ball. They finished everything. A lot of focus, a lot of intensity, and just a tremendous effort for those guys.
Bo had that big hit on the quarterback. He went out for a single play, came back, but as you said, he wasn't as effective as he was when he started the ball game.
Not at all.
And then we had to gang tackle Joel Sweeney, the running back for Eau Claire. It seemed like we had to bring 7 and 8 guys every time to bring him down, but he slowed down throughout the afternoon. It's starting to take a toll, all those gang tackles, and that's exactly what we needed going in.
There's no doubt. I mean, he started out early. You were probably nervous. I was a little nervous.
Yes.
But with that big body couldn't.
Well, here's a kid, 6'4", and I think they told me he trimmed down to 260 pounds. I mean, he was a huge guy coming out of the backfield.
He's had some Buffalo Wild Wings in his day.
Yeah, he's not eating a lot of celery when he comes down to BW3s. He's concentrating on the meat.
Absolutely.
That's how he gets as large as he does. Punting, we only had a couple of punts on today. That's how effective the offense was. We only had a couple of punts all day long.
Yeah, third down conversions was a big one.
Yeah.
Got a ton of third down conversions. I think 11 of 14. It was crazy numbers. And when you're doing that, you're going to win ball games and taking care of the ball. Just no turnovers. I mean, that's huge.
You look at it, when you look back on the ball game, was it the best effort you've had so far this season?
I think it was pretty close. I mean, there's so many things we can improve on, and we better, because this next game isn't going to be anything like that one.
We got 2 very tough ones, one here at home on Saturday, and then one, of course, on the road at Whitewater. We've got Platteville coming to town. Platteville, I see they had to go to the 3rd-string quarterback last Saturday, and yet he comes in and does the job. They're able to knock off La Crosse and he was very effective from passing the football that standpoint, for sure.
I tell you, Coach of the Year in that conference is Mike Emmendorfer. You get down to the third.
Yeah, because his first one got knocked out, second one got knocked out, both with collarbone injuries, and they're gone for the season. You got to look down the bench and say, who can direct the offense? And apparently he coached up the kid well enough to get a win on Saturday.
They're
and
great.
Keep him in the top 15.
Great football team, and they're scoring 40-plus points a game. And we have our work cut out for us. There's no doubt. Their defense is honestly as good as ours, and it's going to be a rough day.
Pat Cerrone, along with his head coach of UW-Oshkosh, by the way, 5 wins, no losses now, the first time since 1968, but no need to celebrate that, as we said time and time again. These are just little steps.
I was 3 years old this year.
In 1968, you were 3. I was in elementary school, and I probably didn't even know my letters in 1968. Pat, you look ahead to the Platteville game. It's homecoming. Hopefully a lot of folks come out. Rain is in the forecast. How does that affect the game plan?
Let it pour. They want to throw the ball. I want it rain. I apologize to the university and to the fans, but if we have downpour all day, that would benefit us greatly.
All right, so we want to take a little wind out of their sails. Now, we used to call that the flying circus down there in Platteville because all they did was throw the football. Are they still as dependent on the pass as they have been in the past?
They're not only dependent on it, but they're very good at it.
Yeah.
And they can pick you apart pretty easy. It's going to be a battle.
Pat, I noticed one of their receivers had something like 15 receptions on the afternoon. And I'm sure they're not all dinks and dunks that he's getting because his yardage was up there. How do you stop somebody who gets that many receptions on an afternoon?
Plus, he's 6'8", so...
It makes it easy. Just throw it up and let him go get it?
Yeah, he's a big kid.
So that's one of the concerns, is getting him maybe neutralized somewhat on the afternoon.
There's a ton of concerns, but yeah, their receivers are good. They're experienced. They're a lot like us, you know. They've built the program, played a lot of kids 3 years ago, and now they're reaping the benefits of it.
How important is it to you to have, the defense have a big day again as far as getting pressure on this young quarterback? Because you've been able to get sacks and sacks and sacks and pressure and hurry them up.
Well, we're going to go after him. There's no doubt about it. You know, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to get pressure on him, and it is very important because we can't make this thing, you know, any worse than it could be. Because if you don't, he's going to pick you apart. Even though he's a third-string quarterback, he's really good. And I think we have some ways to get to him, so we're going to do it.
Hopefully, I'm not wishing a big hit on the kid, but hopefully get some pressure on him. The Smiths have come up with, Andrews had some good play as well at the defensive end position, but the Smith brothers seem to be in the backfield almost as much as the defensive end.
Yeah, they're very our D-line is pretty possessed right now. They know that the pressure's on them, and they bring it every week. And what's fun is Platteville has the same thing. They have a great D-line, just like we do. So it's going to be a heck of a ball game.
Any special wrinkles, anything you're planning for Saturday? I know they're listening, and that's why I asked.
Absolutely. We're going to give them everything we got, okay? And it's going to rain. Like Emmendorfer, it's going to rain all day here. Welcome to Oshkosh, in a 45-mile-an-hour wind.
That's what we're ordering up. It's a perfect day for homecoming. I know homecoming doesn't mean a lot, but it'd be nice to see a lot of folks come back. We're honoring the team from 1972 that won the conference championship, so it'll be nice to have many of those guys back with us again. But, you know, this is a day where a lot of people, if they make one game all season, this is the game to make. It is 2 teams in the top 20 of the country, 2 teams off to fantastic starts, and in addition to that, a lot of rain, maybe some thunder that day, and a huge amount of wind. That's what we've ordered up.
No lightning. We don't want to delay it.
No, we don't want to delay it at all. Tell me about the guys you brought along tonight. A couple of seniors joined us tonight. I know they're special kids to you.
Yeah, they're very special. You know, Adam and Taylor have played the same position now for 3 years. They split time. You know, I mean, just the football knowledge that they bring, and they're just having a very special year for both of them. Their senior year, total commitment. And Taylor, you know, last year being first team all-conference, he's as good as anybody. We're just happy to have them. They're great people.
What does it mean to have a senior-dominated linebacking crew like you do? You have so many guys out there that are playing for the last time for the Titans. Well, I think every one of them approaches the game like, hey, this is my last chance to get out there and mix things up, and I'm going to do the best I possibly can.
You know, there's a lot of growing pains with these five seniors. I'm just glad they're in their senior year.
Okay.
Because they're a lot more focused now, and we've had a lot of fun with them, but they've just done a great job. They've been a great personality. It's just been a lot of fun. Every day you can go home and just say, hey, I had fun today, and that's because of them.
Okay, we'll talk with Taylor and Adam coming up in our next segment. Just a quick note that Saturday, here's another reason to turn out. We're giving away a brand new car.
Absolutely.
The Titan Touchdown Club. Jeff called me this afternoon, interrupted my nap, and told me he'd be over here today. I don't see him anywhere, but the Titan Touchdown Club has been working strong this year again, along with a number of the other folks out there on the campus, many of the sports clubs.
Big thanks to all the sports teams that have sold tickets. I appreciate it. The club appreciates it, but more importantly, we raise money for the athletic department.
Yeah, and we have, of course, I think it's close to 3,500 tickets sold already. We're hoping to sell another 500 before we wrap things up on Saturday, but we'll start giving things away right away. I think you can buy a ticket up till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This money comes back to the athletic programs, in particular the football program, but all the athletic
programs that sell tickets.
Benefits, and we're looking forward to giving away the car, the big screen TV, the cash, all that coming up on Saturday. And we got a game. Got a game too.
Got a game too.
Yeah, and usually we have a lot of fun before the homecoming game. Not the coaches, but I usually drop by a few tents and have a few free food samples and some other things before I go up to the booth. So it's a good day for me. Free food's always good for me.
Absolutely.
All right, Pat Cerrone, we'll see you on Saturday, my friend. When we come back, we've got a pair of seniors. Taylor joins us along with Adam following this break on WOSH from Buffalo Wild Wings on a Titan Tuesday. Let's hear it from the girls golf team again. Titan ladies back for the conference tournament. We've got a couple of seniors joining us here. We've got Adam Lockman along with Taylor Goodman. Guys, so far so good. We'll start right there. Adam, feelings about the season. 5 wins, no losses, nationally ranked. How does it feel?
Feels great. It's a good start for us.
And you, Taylor, it's been a fun ride so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Taylor had a fabulous game against the River Falls Falcons. Tell us a little about that. Did you make every tackle that day or just seemed that way? Because I didn't really have to check the chart all that often to see who else was on the tackle. It was just an outstanding day for you against River Falls 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I didn't really know how much I had until after the game, and I checked the stats and stuff. But really, I got to hand it to my D-line. They're taking on blockers, and it's just awesome.
What's going on up front this year? Because there seems to be a lot of pressure on the quarterback. There's been a lot of sacks so far this year. I know you guys had an excellent defensive end coming back, all conference like yourself and Andrew Thompson, but the Smith brothers seem to be getting back there. Conklin comes in. He causes some problems. A big freshman kid comes across the line of scrimmage at 300 plus. It seems like you're playing on the other side of the line this year, where maybe in other years you haven't been able to do that.
Yeah, they've been amazing this year. They're fighting off blocks. They're taking on blockers for us, and we're just trying to make plays along with the secondary.
And Adam, you rotate in there, same thing up front?
Yeah, Cerrone's really put up a lot of new blitzes this year for us, and it's helped us out a lot.
And we're not going to talk specifically what's going on with the blitzes, but it's just easier to get in the backfield and cause problems?
Yep, definitely.
And as far as you play special teams as well, I know you've been busy on the special teams this year. You've come up with a lot of tackles there and forced maybe a turnover or two so far this year?
Yeah, I think one. Kickoff, I'm on kickoff, and that's a lot of fun for me. Get to run down there, make a hit.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. These guys love to hit. That's a good thing about it. I mean, that's why they play a linebacker. Tell us a little about the game last weekend. You guys knocked off Eau Claire, and you could put 6 points on the board, or 7 points for them, and they had 13 at the end. That was mostly the second team that was out there at the end of the ball game. But I know going into the game, this quarterback was supposed to be fabulous. We saw the year before him even vomiting toward the end of the ball game, staying in there because he wanted to beat Oshkosh so bad. What happened last week that you were able to get to him, number one, and then shut down their big run game as well?
I think our coaches did a fabulous job. They've been game planning for us all year, and it's just up to us to go out and execute.
And Adam, how is it to tackle a kid like Joel Sweeney, who goes 6'4", 260 pounds, and he was on a diet all summer long to get down to that? How does it feel to tackle that kind of guy?
He's a big guy. It took more than one of us to bring him down.
Yeah, I saw that there were guys hanging on them. He would make an initial hit 3 yards down the field, and then he'd be able to get another 3, but he wore out eventually, it seemed like.
Yeah, I think he got tired after a while.
The other thing this season, Taylor, there have been a lot of big plays. Defense has come up with some huge stops when you need to have stops. They forced turnovers. I know Bo Steffens had a huge hit earlier. Frank Martin's picked up a couple of loose balls along the way. But it seems like the defense this year has been able to produce big plays where maybe it struggled a little bit in the past to do that.
Yeah, I think it all comes down. All of us are veteran players this year, and that obviously makes a huge difference.
And as far as you, Adam, you look at it, Platteville's going to be a concern, especially if it doesn't rain and it's not 40-mile-an-hour winds. This is a team that loves to pass with the football. What types of things are you guys doing linebacker-wise? Because there'll be some matchups maybe you don't want to see that you'll hope to stay with somebody, but it's going to be tough to cover some of these kids coming out of the backfield. Yeah, we kind of got our first look at them today, and they definitely like to throw the ball. So it'll be a lot different from what we're used to in the past couple weeks. It'll be a lot more passing than running, so we'll have to plan for that and get ready for it. Taylor, these are two huge games. I mean, you've got at home Platteville coming up on Saturday. We travel down to Whitewater. There's a chance for the Titans, so you got to be happy with where you are. You come in here for the first time since 1968 as undefeated. So there's a big opportunity for you guys to set your mark for a long time here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a gruel stretch, man. The next two games, but we're just taking one game at a time, focused on Platteville right now. We got to get that W and move on.
All right, let's talk a little about what you guys do in addition to football. Adam, we'll start with you. What are you majoring in? What's the plan from here on out?
Supply chain management, so I should be graduating in the spring, so hopefully find a job.
With the help of a couple of professors, you will get graduated this spring. And then is it on to the job world?
Yep, hopefully find a job right away. I don't know if it'll be up here or back home. So
where are you from originally?
Heartland.
Okay, so down around the Milwaukee area, just north of Milwaukee.
Yep.
And supply chain management, for those of us who really don't know what the heck that is, what's that all about? What are you doing?
It's basically from every point of a business, getting the product from manufacturing all the way to the finished product and just running the operations of a business and making sure everything runs smoothly.
So once we produce it, we get it somewhere, we sell it, and that's what we do. That's what a supply chain manager does. How'd you become interested in that?
It was just a basic business degree, and I kind of just took off with it, and I've liked all my classes, liked all my professors, so it really worked out.
I would think with the manufacturing in Wisconsin, it would be a great place to have that type of degrry.
Yeah, definitely here in the Fox Valley, there's a lot of manufacturing jobs open, so.
Taylor Goodman, what's the plan for you, and what are you doing right now besides hitting people on Saturday?
It actually changed for me this year. I was a physical education major. I switched to communications just this past year. I'm going to look into doing something with that, with like recruiting coordinator and stuff like that. But after school, I'm going back to Concordia. I took a lot of Phi Ed classes here, so I know a lot about that. I'm going back to Concordia to get my degree in teaching. That's an 8-week class, and I hope to go back home and student teach.
Okay, so you're going to be a teacher as well as eventually maybe a recruiter for a business down the road?
Yep.
And what made you change your mind after all this time?
I took elective communication classes when I was a freshman, sophomore, and I kind of didn't think of anything of it, and then I just wanted to pursue it. So.
Taylor, where are you from? And
I'm from South Wayne, Wisconsin. It's about 3 hours southwest of here, down by Monroe.
Okay, so down by the home of the cheesemakers. I know where Monroe is. Family come up for games, Adam? Your family come up? Are they big supporters of the Titans and you?
Yep, my parents made it every game this year. They even went out to Alma. So
oh, did they?
I think
that was a fun trip. I'm sure you heard about that from them.
Yeah, they love coming to every game, so it's nice to have their support.
Great. Taylor, you family come up for the games? They enjoyed them?
Every game. My family couldn't ask for anyone better. They come up to every game. They've been to Alma when we went to Mount Union in Tennessee. So
yeah, you get some miles in here. If you're like me or you're like one of the families, you got to pack. There's no bus ride. We just pack up on a Friday and decide to go down to wherever it is, be it Alabama or Tennessee or Ohio or this year Alma, Michigan. I wish you guys the best of luck. It's been a fantastic season. I want to thank you for dropping by here. Adam, again, best of luck to you and Taylor as well. We'll see you guys on Saturday. Go get us a couple of sacks, okay? That would, if you can get a day like you did against River Falls, Taylor, against these guys, and maybe the next week too. I don't think we're asking for too much, okay? 13, nice. 14 tackles on the day. That would be pretty good. Some for losses, too.
I'll leave that up to the D-line.
You do that. They've done a nice job as well. We're going to take a break on that. We're back in a couple of minutes. Lisa Ritten joins us. She's the golf coach. This is where you clap, guys. Golf team's here along with her, supporting her tonight. So we'll take a 2-minute break. We're back with more from the Buffalo Wild Wings and a Titan Tuesday following this. Back again, Buffalo Wild Wings. We call this Titan Tuesday because we talk Titan athletics. Lisa Ritten, who I just met, new golf coach over at UW-Oshkosh. And first of all, thanks for dropping by tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Tell us how you became involved in the program, because I got a release here shortly before the season began that you were going to take over the program. How'd you get involved?
The university found me.
Did they?
So it was, yes, I got a call from the women's assistant athletic director.
So Vicki was on the phone, dial a coach, and decided to hit your number, huh?
Exactly. I was actually driving back from a golf tournament at Lasonia in Ripon area, and she asked if I would be interested and would I want to come in and talk about it. So it was totally out of the blue.
Okay, so you were playing golf at the tournament?
Yes.
Okay, so you were driving home. Was it a good day?
Yeah, it was a charity event and a fabulous day.
Good. So Lisa's taken over the program. You jump into it right away. No time to recruit. Just go out there and start playing, right?
Exactly.
Tell us a little about the team. I know you wrapped up a portion of your schedule over the weekend. Tell us a little about how the first season went for you then.
I was extremely fortunate. I came in. There were the girls that are here actually.
Cheer for the girls.
Yes.
There we go. Very nice. It's nice that you brought them along. Brian likes that.
I was very fortunate. I came into a group of girls who were already a team, and it was just leading them, and they actually helped me at many of the tournaments because I wasn't aware of what the collegiate program would be like, and it was fabulous.
And now you get down to work. You guys have some meets coming up in the spring, right?
Yes.
So you come back with a shorter spring schedule or a longer spring schedule?
We'll probably have 2, maybe 3 events in the spring.
Is that considered a warm-up then for the next fall? What exactly is that all about there when you go back?
More invitational based. It's not going to be part of the WIAC conference meets. We talked to a couple coaches at our meet last weekend and hoping to line some things up.
All right, last weekend was a conference tournament.
Yes.
First time around. Tell us about that for you.
It was a tough weekend for the girls. The weather was horrendous, to say the least.
So it's a typical weekend.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Frost delays both Saturday and Sunday. Started about an hour and a half later than expected. Winds, cold, so more layers than they're used to, so it's going to affect the golf game, definitely. A lot of pressure they put on themselves going into the last day. We had a big deficit to make up, so it was tough.
Is it a young team, a veteran team? What exactly do you have now? Do you start, I know they have the state girls golf tournament going down in Madison right now. Are you out looking for players? Are you recruiting players?
Oh, definitely. I have 2 seniors that will be leaving after next spring, 2 juniors returning, and 3 to 4 sophomores. And hoping we're going to have at least 3 to 4 freshmen coming in.
Okay. And as far as yourself, you're from the Winnicott area,
yes.
Right? So you're familiar with Oshkosh. In fact, a graduate of UW-Oshkosh.
Correct.
That had a chance. Did you have golf when you went through here? Did you play collegiate golf?
No, Title IX worked the opposite way for me. So there was a men's team when I went to college here.
Okay. But you're out recruiting right now. And how difficult is it? Because I've talked with golf coaches. There are a lot of D1 programs out there. And a lot of kids in Wisconsin get an opportunity, even if they're in the top 10 in the state, they'll get opportunities to play D1 golf as a result of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a little surprised that, a little over par golfer will get a chance to play the D1 level. I guess everybody else is going to the Pro Tour. So you got some challenges as far as recruiting, right?
I think one of the biggest benefits is, most incoming freshmen that would be coming in, and if they do consider going to a Division I school, they're not going to play. Okay. They're not going to travel with a team right away. And a freshman coming into our program has the chance to play immediately, not just be a part of the practice squad. So that's a huge benefit that our program can offer.
Great. And as far as, next season, any anticipations, or what are you hoping for? You set some goals for the team for next year?
Oh, definitely. The girls were sponges this season. They took instruction very well. They learned to trust me, I hope, and I know...
Well, they're all here tonight supporting you. You brought along this gentleman, too. I would think that he came along to support you as well.
Yes. My husband's always very supportive. He hasn't seen me since the last week in August, so this was it.
Nice you guys get together for a romantic dinner here at the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Exactly.
On Keller Road in Oshkosh. Well, we appreciate it. We love you dropping by here. Best of luck. And,
thank you.
Best of luck recruiting, and we'll look forward to seeing what you guys do in the spring, and then, of course, with the bulk of your schedule coming up next fall.
Thank you very much.
Lisa,
I appreciate it.
Went pretty well, guys, didn't it? Thumbs up to her. Thumbs up. Hey, we'll take a 2-minute timeout. We're going to come back, wrap things up from Buffalo Wild Wings following this on WOSA. Got only a few seconds left. Again, I want to thank everybody for listening in. Adam, our guest, Taylor, our guest, Pat, Lisa as well, and we'll be back, of course, on Saturday. The homecoming game for the Titans begins at 1:30 in the afternoon. It'll be a big day as we give away a new car, along with that a big screen television, moped, the list goes on and on. You can buy those raffle tickets from the Titan Touchdown Club up until 1 o'clock on Saturday. I'll be back with you on, Wednesday morning here on News Talk Radio 1490 WOSH. Again, the Titans are fighting cancer this week. You heard the promo there. They had a number of events where they're wearing pink, and they encourage people to wear pink on the way out to the games coming up on Saturday, as well as the soccer game later this week. Take care, everybody. We'll see you back here soon. WOSH Oshkosh.